Hi everyone, my name's Anne Marie. Welcome to this card making project. Now for anybody following the numbers, this is project 510, and in this episode we're going to be using our gorgeous Anna Griffin goodies to make a card using the Trelliage collection of stamps and dies and the base card as well. So everything I do use I shall put in a detailed list on my blog, so please be sure to check it out. Everything has been available in the UK as well as the US as well. So there might be item numbers on there if it's been a relatively new item. If it's an older item, there won't be. So, but I shall do what I can. Check my blog out because there's lots of other photos as well of the project, both inside and out, and also other projects as well that you might be interested in viewing. If you want to leave a comment, please feel free on YouTube, and you can always contact me on Facebook as well. All the links where you can find me and come and say hello are at the end of the video. So just come along, say hello, show me what you've created because I love seeing it. So let's have a look at our project today. The first die set we're going to be using to make our gorgeous card is the fancy flourish dies from Anna Griffin. We're going to be using this die and this one. This is the set 1. We're also going to be using the embossing folder from the Terrific Titles collection. I don't know if you remember this from quite a while ago. Obviously, if you don't have these, you could use any of your embossing folders. This is just to give a little bit of texture. It's the top one that we're going to be using. It's kind of like a chain design. So it's the top one. We're also going to be using our treasury stamps and dies, and this is the Trelliage collection. We're going to be using this stamp, so it's the Dogwood and the Dogwood die. We're also going to be using the mini stamps and dies and words from the Treasury collection, and the one that I'm going to be using is the actual rounded frame shape. I'm not going to be using any of the stamps, it's just the actual shape that we're going to be using. So those are the items that we're going to be using, and I know you like to see those. So we're going to start with our base card, and this is one of the cards from the actual Trelliage card set. Now, I normally start from the inside, but we're actually going to start from the outside today. Just, you'll see why as we go along. Don't forget to add your name on the back so the person that receives it knows who's made it. Now we're going to start off where I've actually taken the base card. The only section of it I don't want to cover up are the two little birds at the top. I think they're so sweet. So I'm going to try my best not to cover those. But around the side of the actual dogwood on the front of the card, I've taken a craft knife and I've just made an incision. So I don't know if you can see that. You probably see it from the back better. So I've cut it just around the edge of the flower. I haven't gone to the edge of the card. I've just simply gone around the edge of the flower. And I'm going to take a piece of cardstock from the Lilac collection. I've inked the edge just with a purple ink pad. I've got flat tape on the back of it, and I'm going to simply add this underneath where we've made the incision, and I'm going to try and get that kind of central, and then you see we've still got the little birds at the top. There we go. Because I want to keep this to the side of the card. Next, I've taken one of the actual bases that was in, do you remember the Treasury cards? And I've taken one of those bases and I've got double-sided tape on the back. And I'm simply going to do the same again to that. There we go. Now that's the start of our front created. But now I'm going to go to the inside. because I want to cover this over. So now we can do the inside. So I know we always start with the inside, but just on this occasion, because we want to cover this, I've taken 2 panels of ivory cardstock from Anna Griffin, and I've inked the edges with the hyacinth ink, and that's from the seasonal collection, and it was the Love and Easter collection. And I've simply got flat tape on the back, and I'm going to add those through the centre of the card, and I'm going to do the same on the other side. Now the one on this side will cover the inside where we've actually slipped the design from the front through. So then you would never know. So those are our 2 insert panels. The card still closes, and now we can decorate them. I've cut out, I've stamped, inked, cut out using the die, the Dogwood, and then I've used a watercolour pen to colour them in. I've also taken the For You stamp and I've inked it, I've clear embossed it, I'll use the hyacinth ink, and then I've used the die to cut it out. I'm sorry I didn't show you that at the beginning, I should have done, but it's from the same Trelliage set. And then I've used one of the dies from the small words, the mini words and die set to cut out a base. So I've put these through the Xyron machine just to save time and to get edge-to-edge adhesive, and I'm simply going to position them. I think we'll just have one in the centre panel, and then for the actual side where we're going to add our sentiment, we can have one to the bottom like there is on the front, and then one, I think, to the top. Now I know it's upside down, but I'm throwing caution to the wind and I want it to match the front. So then we can add our sentiment, I think, to the centre, and that can go over the top of our base. There we go. And that's our inside created, and it's going to match perfectly to our outside. Little bit of room for your to and from, etc., and your message. And you see, now you would never know that we've cut into the front. And I've forgotten my holy grail rule about the bone folding. That must be the first time ever. I think that might give Carla a giggle. So, because she finds my videos quite funny. I never realised I was quite as funny as what I am. There we go. Okay, so now on the front, we've got our Dogwood and the first of our layers. I've taken the fancy flourishes, and the first one I've got on flat tape, and I'm going to simply just add in one corner, and then the second one of a different style of the fancy flourishes, again on flat tape, that I'm taking over to one corner, and I'm missing the little birds because I want to keep those at the top. Then for the centre, I've got some gold cardstock, and this is the section that we've embossed using the Terrific Titles embossing folder. I'm going to position this through the centre, covering just the sides of those flourishes. There we go. Press that down. Next, the flourishes themselves, I've die cut them again, and I've got 3D foam on them. So I'm going to go over the top of the flourish that we've already laid down, and then I'm going to do the same at the other side. 3D foam on the back, and it's just going to go over the top to make those flourishes into 3D flourishes. So there's 2 layers. Next, I've taken the Dogwood stamp and die again, stamped them, die cut them and inked them, just using watercolour pens, and I'm simply going to add one of them at one side in the corner, and I know it's going to be upside down, and there we go. And then I'm going to take a second one and I'm going to add this just to the other corner over our flourishes. There we go. And now for the centre, I've used the shape die from the Mini Words on the Lilac collection. Lilac paper, well, it's the cardstock. And then I've stamped out Sending My Love, and that's on ivory cardstock and on 3D foam. There we go. And then to finish the card, I've got a gorgeous lilac bow that I'm just going to add to one corner, and I can press it down, and that's our card finished. So we've kept the original Dogwood, we can still see the little birds, we've used our stamps and our dies for the edges and our gorgeous flourish dies, and the centre insert matches perfectly, stands up, it won't need any extra padding, it's not that high, we've got 3 layers, and it's just such a beautiful card. And this is our finished card from today. I love those lilacs. I really do. I'm such a lilac girl. I do hope you've enjoyed watching, and I hope you've enjoyed the project. Please remember to give me the thumbs up and share with your crafty friends if you feel like it. And it just remains for me to say thank you so much for watching. I shall see you next time.